Okay, it's 9:03. I'm gonna call this Board of Supervisors meeting out of recess. Please stand. I'd like to have a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, who died senselessly last Wednesday. Thank you all. Mr. Bradford, will you give us the invocation?
Let us bow our heads. Oh, Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning, oh God, for allowing us to see another day, Father. And Father, we carefully give your name all honor, praise, and glory. And Father, we just want to ask, oh God, that you continue to move and abide in our lives, oh God, as we abide in you, oh God. And Father, we just send a special prayer, oh God, to anyone that may have lost any loved ones, any friends over this past week and weekend, oh God. Father, comfort their family, comfort their friends, oh God. And Father, we just ask, oh God, you continue to keep your hand around our elected officials, God. Father, keep the protection around them, their families, and all their dealers as they travel throughout the state and throughout this county, God. Father, touch our first responders, touch all the county employees, and touch everyone upon the sound of my voice, oh God. Father, continue to keep a head of protection. Father, continue to protect our schools, oh God, our teachers, our doctors, our nurses, and our hospitals, oh God. And Father, we just ask, oh God, you continue to let Adams County be a beacon, oh God. As we continue to pray for peace, oh God, pray for togetherness, oh God, in this city, in this county, in this state, and in this country, oh God. For Father, we know that you are over all things, oh God. And Father, we just thank you right now. We just thank you for the blessings that you're going to bestow upon Adams County and all of its residents, oh God. Father, we just ask in the precious Son, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, we have some special guests today. They're going to help us with the pledge. Is it Drayla? Drea Qualls and Alana Cooks. You'll help us with the pledge, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Alana Cooks.
My name is Drea Qualls.
And we are third graders from IGP. Will you please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Y'all stay right there just a minute, please.
Just to let y'all know, she grew up in the EOC, so that's part of the Adams County.
Good morning. How you doing, bro? Good.
Right here. Here we go. Perfect. One more.
Y'all did a great job. Thank y'all. Thanks for bringing them. Okay, you have a good day. Anytime you're ready to We're going to do a roll call. Mr. Gray?
Present.
Ms. Hutchins? Mr. Gaines?
Yeah.
Mr. Middleton?
Present.
Ms. Dean?
Present.
Ms. Lewis?
Present.
Mr. Slover? Ms. Khan?
Present.
And I'm here. Good. I need a motion for approval of the dockets. Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried. Special presentations, if any. Any special presentations? All right, down to county business. Chandler Russ and Chris. Yeah, I can't pronounce that name. Gurris. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. I want to thank the board, and as y'all know, we're kind of under a good tight timeline there. I believe both the timeline as well as the documents I've got today. I'm gonna give these to Mitzi and let her pass them around, but you've got a copy of all this already in your email, and I'm just gonna, pass that around. But, our hope today is as we're moving forward on the full Tracetown development, which you remember you got Tracetown 1, Tracetown 2, which you got kind of the Hobby Lobby project, and then the remaining portion of the Tracetown project. And so some of the things that need to be done today are to move the project forward and to see that come to fruition. Is we'll ask the board to adopt a resolution for notice of the RETA, as well as the notice to proceed on the rural development, on the rural urban renewal bond, sorry. And so I'm gonna ask Chris to come up, and Chris Gurris is representing High Noon. I've known Chris now going on nearly 25 years. Our very first deal that we did together was in Brookhaven. If y'all remember where the Home Depot and all of that area is in Brookhaven, right there at the interstate. That was the very first time that we met Chris, and it's been a good relationship ever since. So I'm going to turn it over to him and let him talk through some of the items. We'll answer whatever questions that you may have regarding.
Thank you, Chandler. For everyone, my name is Chris Gurris. My company is Gurris and Associates. I work out of Ridgeland, Mississippi. I spent a lot of time in Vicksburg down the road. I'll reference a couple of projects there for you. I've been here 30 years working on public incentives for developers doing shopping centers, hotels, hospitals, various economic development. And I'm here on behalf of Noon Real Estate from Chattanooga. Noon Real Estate has three primary principals: John Foy, Kevin Jennings, and Jamie Flegel. John Foy was the CEO, or CFO rather, Chief Financial Officer of CBL and Associates out of Chattanooga. And I think you'll recognize some of the projects he was responsible for. In Vicksburg in '85, he was responsible for financing Pemberton Square Mall, which is there today. Later, CBL built Turtle Creek Mall in Hattiesburg, which is just down the highway from you. They then did Meridian, Bonita Lakes and Meridian, and the South Haven Town Center up near the state line. And all of these projects had city, county, public incentives to help finance them, to make them a reality. Mr. Ford retired from CBL about 10 years ago, started Noon Real Estate. And Jamie Flegel, I've known for 20 years, Kevin Jennings about 5. And they built 25 shopping centers in the southeast over the last 10 years. I worked with them recently in Pascagoula, where they built about a $15–20 million shopping center there that had city, county, tax increment financing bonds. That project opened late last year. And if you get up to Oxford at Highway 6 and 55 at Batesville, they've got 150,000 square feet under construction as we speak that have Panola County and City of Batesville bonds to help facilitate that development. They've got Academy, Hobby Lobby, TJ Maxx, and it's under construction there. If y'all make your way up there for all football game, you'll see it underway. Here in Natchez, they're proposing to develop or redevelop the Tracetown Shopping Center. Mr. Jimmy Smith has got the property. He is doing the Hobby Lobby separate and apart from what my clients Noon are looking to do. You know, we've heard some comment, well, heck, they've already started the project and they're here asking us for incentives. Wait a minute. Well, the Hobby Lobby is totally separate and apart, even though it's on the same property. Our clients are proposing to buy the rest of the shopping center from Mr. Smith and then redevelop it. When it's concluded, it'll represent about a $25 million investment. We're asking that the city issue urban renewal bonds that would be repaid with increased property taxes of the city, increased sales taxes of the city, and increased property taxes of the county. Presently, the county is receiving about $33,000 a year in property taxes on the project. When it's completed, we think the county will have about $170,000 a year increase. And it's that increase that we're asking the county to participate financially along with the city to help finance the urban renewal bonds as part of this project. The city's increased sales taxes and property taxes will be about $470,000. So the city has taken some steps to pledge their increased taxes to the deal. And that's almost 3 to 1 over the county's involvement financially, should the county see fit to participate with us. Importantly, with a city-county commitment, my clients will finance this project, build it, place it in service, and after it's completed, we'll work with the tax assessor to verify the new taxes created, so that just those new taxes are what are used to help finance the bonds in the long term. They have the risk that if they don't complete it or create the adequate taxes, the bond would go down accordingly. Chandler, with that, I can maybe address some questions. I do have some renderings of what the new buildings will look like and a site plan that I can certainly pass out if the board would like to see those.
Okay. Is the list of people coming, something you can divulge or y'all still in
Not
contract
publicly at
phase?
this time, but, you know, obviously the Hobby Lobby has been announced, but we've got the names of the tenants, not shown on this plan. I will tell you that, what is important, I think it's important to me, should be important to the community. My clients have the capital to finance and build this project. They don't go out and seek investors. So once all the pieces of the puzzle are put together, with the approval, when they close on the purchase of the real estate, they begin construction promptly. They've taken the risk to get the project designed, get hard bids on the construction, and this financial piece is the last piece of the puzzle that will help make it a reality.
President
Yeah.
Wilson?
Yes, go
I have
ahead.
a question. Okay, you said this 170,000 that we'll receive. How long will we receive this $170,000?
So that's a great question. I think you'll have about a 3-year window of receiving those funds before the city would go forward with a bond issuance. You may have seen some in the public. The Hobby Lobby has a brownfield incentive because there was asbestos there. And in the brownfield incentive program, city and state sales taxes go back to reimburse developers for qualified abatement costs. And our clients on their portion of the project will expect to have a brownfield rebate as well. And so for about 3 years, that brownfield rebate will be going to the developer to recover abatement costs. And so for that 3-year period, the county should be receiving the $170,000 increase before bonds are issued. So we're talking about bonds probably issued around 2030 based on the schedule of the project.
And once there's gonna be a bond issue, the bond issue is gonna probably be from $5 to $6 million, am I correct?
The plan calls for bonds not to exceed $6.5 million with a net to our client of $5.5 million.
Okay, so once you receive that bond, you're asking the city and county to repay that bond back,
From new taxes from the project.
okay? But we won't receive any taxes, we'll only receive this $170,000 for 3 years, which would be like $500 and some thousand for 3 years. Okay, so we will be paying this $500 and some thousand back, plus more, because it's for what, about 20 years?
The plan calls for bonds to be authorized up to 20. We think it will be a 15-year bond issuance. That's what most of these bonds get sold under. We don't have any idea today what the interest rates will be like in 3 years, 4 years from now. So when the project's completed, the city will have a certification from the state on the sales taxes. We'll have certifications from your tax assessor on the property taxes. And based on those numbers and the current interest rates, it might be that there's enough taxes to issue the bonds for 14 years, or maybe it's 16 or 17 years, to be able to meet the obligation under this project to net our client $5.5 million incentive. Between the time of this approval and when the bonds are issued, that $170,000 that the county would receive, you can do generally whatever y'all decide to do with it. Put it into the general fund and use it. You can set it aside to offset debt service reserves when the bonds are issued. I would caution the county against making recurring expenditures against that, like hiring more personnel. I would buy a dump truck, a bulldozer, equipment, new sheriff's cars, in lieu of recurring expenses, because in 2030, 2031, that money will be needed for debt service.
So, I have.
Go ahead, Mr. Gaines, he was.
Yeah, I just got a question on our revenue that we're receiving now on the taxes. That'll still be coming to us just $170,000 when the bond is time to pay back. You won't take the $33,000 tax away. You will only take the increase of tax to help pay the bond. And I know you can't disclose the businesses because I know how that go, but potentially I was just wondering about how many businesses besides would you think would that y'all have kind of a good commitment that will commit to coming to the shopping center? How many other businesses besides parking lot?
We have 9 identified, and then there's gonna be some small shops that are yet to be identified. That'll be a small portion. And then there's a space in the development that is yet to be spoken for. So there's some additional development opportunity. And then in time, they believe the post office may be able to be redeveloped as well, that'll turn into tax dollars.
But so what you're saying, out of the 9 potential businesses, it is a really good chance that all 9 businesses will participate in that shopping center.
That is correct, yes, sir.
I yield the floor.
I did have one other question.
That's fine.
So the current county high, the 2 banks and Red Top, if their ad valorem taxes increase, do y'all get that increase as well?
Technically, we could, because what will happen in 2030, we'll take a snapshot of the taxes, and then how these, I've been doing this 31 years, been involved with about 125 of these type financings, and what typically happens in 2030, we'll measure those taxes, city, county taxes, and we will bracket the existing taxes that are documented. So if there is a rise in those valuations, they could go into the pot to help retire the debt. Yes, sir. And the
Yeah.
same, I might add, with the sales tax. Right now, the city's getting $110,000 in sales tax from those businesses. And I think anybody could reasonably appreciate that commerce is gonna pick up in that shopping center, and those taxes should increase as well, if history proves out.
Yeah, the only problem with that is we don't benefit at all.
I
I
understand.
mean, absolutely nothing. Go ahead, Mr. Gray.
When did y'all first decide that y'all wanna do this?
Well, my clients have been working behind the scenes, and how this typically works, it's been several months back, but typically what happens is these guys have such a good relationship with the TJ Maxx's and Hobby Lobbies and academies. They normally get the phone call that says, hey guys, we'd like to be in Batesville, we'd like to be in Natchez, y'all go find us a place to locate. And so it's an arduous process. The city and county could say, hey, we're in for the incentive, but then you can't get the retailers to agree to locate. And so that kind of was the important thing, is getting the retailers to say they wanted to be here. And that's been going on for a few months.
My question is because I'm just speaking for myself, because my first time finding out about this, when Chandler gave me a call, probably Wednesday or Thursday. So y'all been working on this way before Wednesday and Thursday to try to get this done. To me, I'm the kind of person that like to do my research and do whatever the case may be. And it seemed like you coming to us in a last minute effort to tell us that you want us on board, but we really don't have an opportunity to research exactly what is gonna benefit the county. And the reason I'm saying that is because the county administrator just asked a question, and they created a district out there, right?
Not yet, not yet, but there's intentions of the city to do so.
Okay, in the process of creating the district, you're gonna get more taxes from more than just what you said, because you got other businesses sitting out there on that lot. And if we decided to raise taxes, then that's gonna also benefit y'all from the businesses that's already there, because we have to raise taxes. Is that not correct?
I think technically that would be correct. I think once the bonds are issued and the debt service is established, if this board made a decision to raise taxes after that, those would be monies in addition to the debt service. But I think technically speaking, if this board between now and 2030 raised taxes, those additional taxes would help repay these bonds. Yes, sir.
Rita, is that what y'all call it?
Regional Economic Development.
Okay, I've been here a while, and this is my first time dealing with a reader or whatever. I can deal with all kind of urban renewal bonds, tips, and all that, but I never dealt with a reader before. So my question is, I did a little research in a small little time that I had to do research, and they do have this that I Googled in Tupelo in Jackson County and Pascagoula. And the difference is you wanting us as a county to match what the city doing, putting 100% of our Avalon taxes up to repay this bond, which when I read the one in Jackson County, their board of supervisors actually didn't put up for 65%. So how do you come up with us putting up 100%, and it really is not gonna benefit us at all?
Well, the answer to the first question is mathematically, in order for our guys to be able to finance this project and build it, we have to have a certain return and a certain benchmark to be able to go forward to make a capital investment. And we needed a $5.5 million incentive to be able to make it work. And that's, was proved out recently in our Batesville project and in Pascagoula, mentioned in Jackson County. So that's the number we just have to hit to make this project go. As it relates to benefit, there's some intangibles too. This project's gonna create several hundred jobs. They're retail jobs, they're not high-tech jobs, but they're jobs that inure to the benefit of the community. And the school district's gonna receive some pretty sizable tax increases as well.
And I'm gonna try to make this simple as I can, Mr. President. And they send me all this, and I was reading over it, and one thing I couldn't understand is President Wilson is the president of our board. So why in these documents y'all got Supervisor Middleton down instead of Supervisor Wilson?
That would be an oversight and a mistake, a scrivener's error out of my office, I suspect, if that's what you said.
I don't know how you can make a mistake like that when President Wilson been the president for the last 2 years, and President Middleton haven't been the president since Supervisor Gaines. I don't know how you can make a mistake like that. But at the end of the day, this board did raise our citizen taxes 9 mills. And I thought we had went on board saying that we was gonna try to get out of debt. And it seemed like we getting in more debt. And the city had an opportunity to contact their bond counsel, and they got counseling on the effect that this gonna have against the city. We haven't even had a chance to even talk to our bond counsel to get his recommendation on any of this, because it's such a short period of time and everything is being rushed now. So do we have time to get in touch with our bond counsel so he can give us a recommendation and what's gonna be best for us?
You know, we're here asking for the board's consideration. We're trying to close this real estate next month and get the project under construction. I certainly wouldn't tell you what you should or shouldn't do with your bond house.
As a supervisor, I wanna do all I can to move Adams County forward. But at the end of the day, I got to make sure that the citizens in the county gonna benefit from what we're doing on this board, because if they not gonna benefit, and I know as one supervisor, I want the citizens, all citizens of Adams County to have a living wage, not a minimum wage. So in the process, it's no telling, next year we might have to increase our Avalon taxes to be able to keep up with what's going on in America right now, to help our employees with a living wage, not a minimum wage.
The benefit back to the county is multiple fold. Ricky, one is you maintain your base taxation that you currently have, that does not increase or decrease. Secondly, you will net out an additional $510,000 in projected new taxes on the project before you have to start throwing that back towards the debt service. The city is carrying the weight regarding the bond issuance. The other benefits to the county is that, like Chris pointed out, is while they're retail sector jobs, but it's the revitalization of a shopping center in an area that desperately needs this investment and this activity, and the absolute spirit of the community and the county at large is paramount. We've looked at all of that. We believe that the deal that we've made, that we've protected the city and the county and the best we could regarding this, regarding the protection of the existing revenues, and that's from listening, from years of talking with both you and Kevin to try to really protect the current revenue stream. And that is what we did in this instance, that you do not have any losses regarding this project. You're pledging the dollars that you currently do not have, that are not in play at this point. And you're saying, because this company and this group is gonna invest $25 million, and Jimmy and his group's gonna invest another $10 or $15 million, those excess revenues, those revenues that are new, that you're currently not collecting, will go towards that debt service. And that's what we've tried to do, and protect the city and the county in this regard. So I'm hoping that's clear. There is considerable upside for the county and the city regarding that.
I got two things, Chairman. One, since I've been on this board, I've told everyone on this board that every time we give up tax dollars, for ad valorem taxes. That's the only, fueling mechanism we have for money. The only generator is the ad valorem tax. So if we give it up, every time somebody says they're coming to town, we don't have any net gain to speak of. Now, the city, on the other hand, does have sales tax, and they reap the benefits. And they get the same tax dollars we do, or a little bit more probably, from ad valorem. One thing I don't like about the proposal is the question asked by Ms. Khan about all the other developments already here. And if their taxes go up, you're gonna take that money too. Now, I understand you taking it for what you developed, but not what's already there. Already established business, been there a long time, and don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon.
So here's the two reassurances and things that we worked through is that obviously the target number that the county, based on the projections and everything, is roughly about $170,000 is what the county's portion needs to be in order to cash flow and stay in the black on processing that debt. So any of those revenues that go towards that in that district are eligible. So that's fact. But it also doesn't mean that it's not going to be in excess of that. So one is, so let's say you come back out in 2030 and all of that property being reassessed, because I think there's we reassessed this year, so you're up for reassessment in 29? 29. And which will have all of that property on there. So let's just say it comes back and that area comes back at 210, 220. The county will keep that excess revenue that's there. So 170 is the target number. If there's an increase in ad valorem along those lines, you'll do that. So we've got the upside of performance along that side, and then we also protected on the floor side of things. So if they don't perform, let's say they come back and their development did not perform at the level in which we anticipated, and they come back in and the property valuation comes back in and it's only generating an additional $120,000 in new taxes. The bond issuance will only be sized towards whatever new revenues are coming in. Meaning, so if we're at a $6.5 million ask right now to get to 170, if there's only 4 million, if it only supports 4 million or 3 million or 5 million, that is the only amount that we will do. We will not have we will not run red on the project, period. That is the mantra and what we've said from day one. So,
If I may, that's an important distinction, Mr. President. We're here before you today talking about estimated tax revenues to set the bond issuance amount. When it comes time in 2030 to issue bonds, the city and county are going to have facts, hard numbers. And so, to Chandler's point, if for some reason our estimates are off, there'll be less bonds issued. If they're in excess, you'll have more surplus revenues because there's a hard cap on what is being authorized by this process. And I'd also like to point out, Mr. Gray, in response to your question, these will be city bonds, not county bonds. The county will just have the pledge agreement annually. So just want to make sure everyone's aware that the city would be the issuer.
Mr. President, I just want to say that, this development does sit in District 1. And as we all know, Tracetown has been an eyesore for many, many years. It's a noise problem. It's a tremendous problem to the neighbors of Village Green who lives behind it, with late night activities, drainage issues, a parking lot that has not been maintained. So the street behind Tracetown North Temple has had drainage issues for years with water going down into their driveways, their carports, potholes in the parking lot. So I don't think it's necessarily, as Mr. Gurra stated, we will remain the property taxes that we've been receiving. If there is an additional increase, we will be able to keep that increase. It will create jobs, and I do think that it's a good thing for Adams County. It's the first action we've had on it since I've been in office and probably 10 years before that.
Okay, tell me what they're doing with the post office. You're gonna tear everything else down, but you're gonna leave the post office?
We got a contract.
I understand, but I mean, it's like, nobody could talk those people into taking down a 50 or 60-year-old building.
I'm not 100% sure as to all the details on the post office. I can
We
report that.
asked, I know the previous, the current owner offered to build them a brand new facility if they could tear it down. We actually wrote letters and commentary to the Postmaster General. They did not, they would not let them out of the existing lease that's there right now. I think there's 3 years left of the lease, might be 4, I can't off the top of my head, but it's, they wouldn't get out. And I think the fear from the post office, as you know, that they're shutting down post office all over the country, and they think if they shut it down for 12 months for construction, that the postal service won't put it back.
I figured out we didn't need it anyway.
That's right. But also, Ricky, I don't see, if there is an error on this, what I just gave y'all and what we mailed out, it does not, it says President of the Board of Supervisors on there, I don't see.
I will say this, Chandler, what they've got planned here, I've been hearing for 20, 25 years how bad Tracetown is, and it is in good shape. You can hardly drive to the bank, and there's potholes 10, 12 inch. I've filled them in myself before a bunch of times. Just, I see people knocking their hubcaps off, busting their tires. It's a terrible situation. And the fact that y'all are willing to come spend this kind of money here, I'm not trying to dissuade anything or cast doubt on the project, because I know that people will come from all over within 20 miles of here, 30 miles of here, probably to shop if these stores come. And I will reiterate that the city will benefit greatly from it. The county, however, will not. But at any rate, does anybody have any more discussion?
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'm looking at what they sent me, and I'm looking at action event, and the date started August the 22nd. Deadline to submit urban renewal plan to the planning commission. Only thing I'm saying is just one supervisor. If you expecting me to vote on something this important, then you should have gave me a little more time to do my research a little better than I had to hurry up and do research on this. And I'm not the type of supervisor that vote. I always tell whoever bringing anything to this board, bring it in a timely manner where I can have an opportunity to do my research. That's all I ask. This seemed like a last minute, I'm not saying it's a bad deal. It seemed like a last minute deal that you're trying to push down and want us to make a decision today. Is that not correct?
That is correct. So, the city has already approved it. One of the things that we're up against or trying to not lose, you're talking, $25, $30 million worth of capital being expended, Ricky, and 30 days is a lot of skin in the game to have $30 million out there not producing. And so, one of the things that the reapplication has to go in front of MDA. They've got a board meeting coming up on, the 24th. We need to get that in front of that board meeting with Mississippi Development Authority on that 24th meeting, so we don't lose, they only meet once a month, and we don't lose an additional month. So the timing of public meetings from the city and the county, and the timing of the NDAs has accelerated our timeline a little bit, to accommodate that. And that's maybe some of the hurriedness that you're feeling at this time, but ultimately, in this instance, we definitely need to go ahead and move forward on it, so.
I want to put y'all on the spot just a little bit here. Do you have a plan B for us?
Plan B, assuming there were no action or there was adverse action?
No, something that made it a little bit better for the county. Maybe we didn't have to put up so much or give away so much.
We need to decide that, Mr. President.
Financially, in order for us to be able to hit the $5.5 million net benefit that our clients are requiring, this is what it's gonna take on the financing structure based on estimates. When we get to 2030, if there are more revenues on the table and interest rates are in a better situation, then those bonds could be issued for a shorter period of time, or you could issue them for a longer period of time, having more surplus revenues. So those could be decisions that could be made once, the project was in service and we had real numbers to look at versus estimates.
Asking if the county residents did not take action, would the project proceed?
So, not trying to be hard-headed, but as it relates to timing, one of the things that occurs too with these national retailers, they have executive committee, real estate committees that go before. And most of them, these are all publicly traded companies, so they tell Wall Street, next year we're gonna open X amount of square footage, which means X amount of revenues, and how their world goes. And if we miss windows to get under construction with a dry fall and we get into the wet season, and that pushes dates on these timelines, then you risk that you don't have delivery for the tenants. And if you don't have the delivery dates, they can legally back out, or they've got financial penalties to our clients. So, the amount of the incentive is critical, and timing is pretty important. If this board chose to take action that would impact timing or the amounts, we just have to come up with a plan B.
Anytime I'm making a decision myself for a board member that's gonna be sitting in this chair 3 terms from now or 4 terms from now, I really don't like doing that. But it's just, that's just me. I don't like long-term contracts that are kind of vague, but
Mr. President?
yes.
You looking over there, you mighty quiet, sir. I got a question. It's something after they leave, I need to ask you, would it, could we go into executive session and discuss what I got to ask? If it don't qualify, then we got to do whatever we got to do, but I would like an opportunity to do that, because as of right now, I'm not feeling this because, as supervisor of District 4, I'm trying to make it a win-win for everybody involved, and right now, I'm just not feeling that what's going on is a win for the county. So,
yeah, you can do a close determination, and there are reasons it could qualify. And then certainly if you wanted to have the developer wait and bring them into that, you certainly can, particularly when talking about people locating to the county, that's certainly the fall.
Well, Mr. President, I would ask, this board, if they could hold off till we could get an executive session and then we can come out and, make a wise decision, because, I just think that's what's best.
Do you have time to stay around?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, we'll try to finish this out the next hour and a half, and we'll be in executive session running. Okay, thank you. Johnny Burns,
Good morning, everybody.
how you doing today?
Everything's good. Know y'all, excited to see me.
Well, we'd really like to see Fred. I mean, Fred will play drums for us sometime.
I can remember when, oh, you got one? I got plenty. I remember when Bill, my cousin Bill, hired Fred, we all were going out to a farmer's market, crawfish boil at the convention center. And I didn't know Fred. That's the first time I'd ever seen Fred. And he was up there with that bandana on, and he was playing on the drums, and had the girl hanging all over everything. And I told Bill the next morning, I said, "That's the guy you hired to do our life and health and investments?" But I tell you,
He turned out to be quite a find, didn't he?
I tell you, he's probably one of the best in the state for sure. Here's a couple extra. Anybody else need one?
Right here.
Oh. Well, I'm here to go over the proposed renewal dollars on the property taxes for the county. The building coverage, automobile liability, law enforcement liability, those lines. It's been a pretty challenging year from a claims perspective, which usually means pretty tough years premium wise. I guess probably the best thing to do is to go ahead and get right into the meat of it, which would be a recap of everything proposed for this year as compared to last year. And that's that first page in your pamphlet, and that gives you what y'all had last year and what's being proposed for this year. As you can see, the property coverages is from 56,177,579 to 59,395,536, and that's just keeping in line with current construction costs, etc. The premium for that last year was $214,369. This year's proposed $252,409. And you can look down at all the different coverages that are afforded under these policies and see what they're proposing. A couple of the real problem areas, which I think y'all are already aware of, number one is probably the law enforcement liability. We've had some issues on the law enforcement with the jail and claims, et cetera, and it got to a point where Travelers finally came up several months ago and said, we can't continue on the law enforcement. All these proposals are with Travelers, who y'all been with for several years, and with the exception of law enforcement. The law enforcement, we've had a real tough time finding anybody to consider the law enforcement. I've worked with the sheriff, and the sheriff has been very helpful in providing me with some additional resources as far as potential markets that might be interested, and we've contacted all those markets. We've had some additional quotes on the law enforcement, but they really were not such that could even be considered. They were much less coverage and for a lot higher premiums than what this proposal that we're looking at here. But if you'll look down, and you see the general liability and everything, but the law enforcement liability, y'all had in the past, $1 million per occurrence, $3 million general aggregate. And that's, $3 million total for the policy year. The retro date, this is a claims-made policy, so it means that in order for there to be coverage for a claim, the claim has to occur and be reported during the policy period. So, you can see there on the old policy, the retro date and deductibles. The best we've been able to find is, $1 million per occurrence, $1 million general aggregate. So the company that we got the law enforcement quote from would not offer any more than $1 million on the general aggregate. Well, you know, all that means is that if y'all next year, say going forward from 10/1 to 10/1 of next year, if y'all are in danger of reaching that aggregate amount of claims, they technically will offer y'all the ability to buy that aggregate back down, so you could buy additional aggregate coverage if you need it. But, you know, by tort law, y'all are only liable for $500,000 per claim on these liability claims, whether it's law enforcement or general liability or whatever. So y'all have in the past bought more coverage than that. For example, on the law enforcement, $1 million, $3 million. But, and if you have more coverage than the $500,000 on tort law, then y'all can technically be liable for that. And some of these claims are probably gonna be up there in that range. But, you know, that's tort law, not federal law, and Scott, I guess you probably could address that. I mean, you know, there is a possibility that you would have federal judgments, but, I mean, you know, you can buy insurance till you can't afford to keep the lights on, so it's just, you know, what's your pleasure? I do have quotes for, looking at additional aggregate coverage if y'all are interested in that, but all it does is just run the premium up, because you can see right here, where y'all have had $1 million, $3 million in the past with a $10,000 deductible. The best we've been able to find this year is with Kinsale, and it's $1 million per occurrence, $1 million general aggregate, and the deductible is $150,000. So you've got a much higher deductible, and you know this premium is a big part of the increase in the overall premiums that the county's looking at. And you can see down there the total last year was a little over $670,000 for everything. This year the total is $807,000. So, you know, you're looking at a pretty good increase in premium, and you're looking at an increase in deductibles. Another thing I might mention is that on the auto, y'all have had in the past on the, let's see, I think y'all had either $1,000 or $2,500 deductible on physical damage. That's gonna be across the board $5,000 deductible now. So the deductible on the automobile physical damage is gonna be a little bit higher. And also, note that the liability on the automobile, where if y'all run into somebody, there's gonna be a deductible on that also $5,000. So all these things are contingencies that could cost the county more money. But, you know, if there was something better out there, I assure you I would have it. But we've gone to every market that we know of. We've gone to every market that Arthur J. Gallagher, who's one of the biggest brokers in the world, that they have gotten. One of the markets that the sheriff was able to find for me, which I really had no idea, that we write the city with Mississippi Municipal Services, that possibly they would be interested. Of course, it turned out they weren't. They said they only do cities, they won't do counties. We in the past have worked with and got proposals from Mason, the Supervisors Association. We went back to them this year and reached out to them, because last year we went to them to try to get a proposal. They said they weren't taking any new members. They were not writing any new business, because they were in kind of a transition and redoing their stuff. When we reached out to them this year, they said, well, we would consider quoting on Adams County, but here's what we've got to have. And it was, their applications are, and we had talked to Scott about it, and maybe, Mitch, I don't know if we sent those applications to you or talked to you about it, but it was the amount of information that Mason would need. Scott just felt like, you know, there's no way in the world we can put this together in a week's time. And that was several months ago, but they worked from way out. But we even went back to them recently when we were, you know, having all this difficulty finding someone to like the law enforcement, and said, would y'all consider just the law enforcement? And they said, well, let us get our broker, who they work with, to look at the law enforcement for Adams County. which they did, and they went to all their markets, and they said, we don't have anybody that would even consider it, that hadn't been contacted, y'all already contacted everybody out there that we work with. So, you know, what I've got here is not pretty, but it's the best I've got.
How many liability claims do we typically average?
Missy, you have that? I sent you those loss runs. It's not, the problem has not been so many small claims, it's been severe claims. Those are the ones that really impact. And there's been some, you know, a lot of I would say, severe claims. But we can do an analysis and say, you know, you had 10 claims or 20 claims or whatever, that this deductible would apply to.
4 or 5 would break the bank here. $150,000 a pop.
Oh, you're talking about on the law enforcement?
Yes.
Yeah, that's $150,000 deductible, and generally those, you don't have that many of those. Those claims, are generally severe. So, they're gonna be more than likely, there's just not a lot of, you have some pro se, whatever you call it, where prisoners file lawsuits and things like that, but those are generally small, and they're not many. The claims that have really affected y'all's losses have been severe claims. But I've got all the different coverages and everything outlined, in the proposals. I've got, you know, and there's one other thing that we've got to consider also. As I was mentioning, the law enforcement liability is a claims made policy. So the claim has to occur and be filed in the policy period. The new proposed law enforcement will have a retro date starting with the effective date of the policy. So any claim that's occurred prior to that will have had to have occurred and been reported to the current carrier in order for there to be covered. So in other words, if next month a claim comes up that has not been reported, there would be no coverage for it. And they have given y'all the option of buying extended reporting period, but that's going to entail more money. But you know, if you don't, I mean, for example, they will give y'all additional 12 months of extended reporting coverage for $97,391. Either way you go, it's a gamble.
How long does the current carrier, the policy we have, if a claim happens tomorrow, even though somebody doesn't file that claim, it already happened, or let's say it happened yesterday? Are they still responsible because we were under coverage at that time?
Yes, if you report it before the expiration of the policy. So if it occurs today and it's not reported until next month, there is no coverage, unless you have the extended reporting coverage. It's one of the evils of a claims made. Now, y'all been on claims made forever. Some policies you can't get except on claims made. Law enforcement liability is one of those. Physicians malpractice is another one, but, you know, there's nothing available other than, claims with retro dates, claims made.
Do we anticipate this much of a raise in insurance?
Not the deductible.
Not the deductible for the premiums, yes. Yes.
Yeah, that deductible's a killer.
You know, and one of the things that when the sheriff and I were talking and discussing, and he was trying to help with some additional markets, to give you an idea of some of the horror stories in our state right now, there's a lot of counties that are not able to even find coverage. I think Humphreys County was one that their insurance expired, and they had nobody that offered a proposal. They were bare. They didn't have anything, but I'm sure they got it worked out at some point. But you know, that's the things that you're seeing in municipal business.
Yes, go ahead.
Got a question. Ms. Barnes, are you asking us to accept this today or anything?
Well, it doesn't expire for a couple of weeks, so I mean, you know, we've still got 2 weeks left before the current coverage expires. So, you know, it's y'all's pleasure. I mean, I would say that, you know, in order to get the application signed and everything in place to bind renewal coverage, we would probably need a couple of days, but, you know, it's not anything that has to be done today.
Well,
Pretty
we're
much
looking-
does.
We probably gonna have to have a special call meeting to deal with whatever we dealing with Mr. Russ and him. And we might deal with this at the same time.
Well,
That's the way it's looking.
right, I mean, I talked to Missy and Missy asked her, I said, you know, I don't think we can discuss individual claims because of claimants in open session, but I mean, if y'all, need me to, I mean, I can, Missy, I think was gonna prepare a kind of an overview for y'all on the claims. I'm not sure if she's able to get that done or not, but, I mean, if y'all need me to come to the executive session where we can be more specific and talk about individual claims and individual claimants, I'll be glad to do that. That's not a problem.
It's not gonna change this at all, though.
No.
I mean, there's really no sense. I mean, we can keep searching after we do this, but,
Mr. President, I have one more question.
Yes, go
What was the
ahead.
figure for the extended?
The quote for the extended reporting period, 97 change,
Okay, that's good enough.
I really think we might as well go ahead and accept this, because we're not gonna find anything better, but we can keep looking.
well, you know, one of the things that we could, let's see, 97, 391.
Okay.
If, I can assure you, we have been through the markets, top ways, sideways, back ways. We've hit every market that's known to us. I don't think there's anything better out there. You know, but I can't say never, but, you know, that's just my opinion. But, you know, we could possibly even say, go back to Mason again and say, look, you know, would y'all be willing to consider, the county, if, you know, on an interim basis, you know, and start working on the applications
I'll be
now?
seeing him tomorrow. I have a meeting with him tomorrow, so I'll be asking questions.
Ask them if, you know, if we continue to work on the applications and submit them to a midterm, would they consider it?
That big issue there, the traveler says they were gonna take us on for another year, that was like in June or July. And they came like a week before the end of July to tell us, here's all we need to do the application.
I mean, I was so disappointed because, you know, we had already started providing with all the information. And I said, we stepped over a snake on the law enforcement section of it because they were gonna renew the law enforcement. And then something happened, I don't remember what, but it was within a week's time, they called and said, we're done, we can't go any further on law enforcement. And that's when we really started scrambling. Yes, sir.
Could you, if you have some questions that she need to ask Derek, could y'all get together and get them questions where we can get the correct?
Yeah, I think the main question is, you know, because we went back to them again, several weeks back and said, hey, would y'all just consider the law enforcement? And they said, let us just check with our brokers and see. And then they came back and said, no, everybody, y'all hit all the markets, they can't offer anything else. But my biggest question would be is, look, our renewal date is 10/1, and we're under the gun, but we want to continue to talk to y'all. If we get these applications completed and to y'all, would y'all consider accepting us on a midterm basis? And then, you know, at that point, we could hit travelers and say, hey, you know, we found something a lot better. They may say no, or it may be more, I don't know. In the past, where we've gotten quotes from them, they were right with travelers,
Yeah,
price-wise.
they're a little bit higher.
Yeah, but you know, they may come up and say, hey, we'll do it for half price.
But that's not gonna happen overnight. You're talking about something 6 months down the road.
That's right, that's right.
Okay.
I mean, their applications are gonna take probably a month or so to even complete.
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't go ahead and approve this with a contingency plan for later. Because we're not gonna get any change, we're gonna have to have insurance.
Well, you know, best case scenario, if they came up and said, hey, we can do it for half price, then what we could do is, we can end up actually, you know, you're gonna run into minimum earned premiums with the law enforcement and everything of 25%, but more than likely, it's gonna be after that period of time anyway. And I mean, you know, the current policy can be canceled and refunds applied to the policies elsewhere.
So when is our current policy?
September
30.
10-1? Okay.
We don't have a meeting till, we don't have a
They
meeting
have
till
some
the sixth.
information before 10-1.
No, they won't, we won't have a policy though. We're gonna have to have a policy. There's
Yeah,
no
but we
way to
can
have a
also call a
policy that
special
quick.
meeting. Even after tomorrow, I speak with you, we can call a special meeting.
But he's saying Mason can't get anything in place that quick.
Mason's application is gonna probably require at least a month's worth of work. I'm telling you, you can't imagine what they require. It's extremely, how long did it take last time you did it, Scott, do you remember?
It takes a
It
while.
took quite some time.
Yeah.
So, Angela, if they can do it midterm, what he's saying is that we can cancel that policy and get some refunds, and we can apply the refunds to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apply it to the new policy.
We can't, it won't be.
You cancel your insurance and hire a new one,
Okay.
you gotta pay at least a minimum amount.
I need
But they
a
will know
motion, I need a motion to accept the burn insurance proposal. Moved by Mr. Middleton,
Second.
second by Ms. Hutchins. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
Did we do anything about the retro coverage?
Well, that's gonna be a decision y'all have to make. Yeah, I think you have, they will allow you like 30 days, in order to make that decision on the retro coverage, as if y'all wanna do it.
We might talk about that in the next meeting.
Can you give us a recommendation too for next week?
Well, I mean, you know, the thing about it is this, if there are any potential claims, in the law enforcement liability, you can actually say, okay, here, we're gonna notify you right now of these potential claims. And it might be a long list, but you've met the reporting requirement. You've reported it during the policy period. So, you know, that's one way you can kind of mitigate your potential losses.
Okay. So,
Oh, and one other thing, we had got a retro, a tail coverage on the airport. That's something that y'all are actually getting coverage included in this, because the airport had their,
We had,
public official liability, and that's no longer needed, and that exclusion has now been removed from y'all's liability. So that coverage is being provided at no premium. Oh, and there was no premium for the, juvenile justice center either.
okay, good.
all right, thank you.
All right, sorry I couldn't bring better news, but,
Thank you.
thank y'all.
Thank you, John.
Mr. Braswell.
Yes, sir. I only got one handout of make my copies, but I'll give it to you. It's a general laws of Mississippi construction, 2022. I did want to come to speak today. Placed a bid September 15th here in this room. It was a sealed bid.
Mr. President, could we wait till Scott get back in here where he can hear? what-
Did not realize he had disappeared.
With him?
All right.
Okay, you state your name for the record and, address.
Okay, I'm Robert Braswell, owner of Braswell Construction Company Incorporated, name and address.
Yes.
28 Buckers Plantation Road, Natchez, Mississippi, 31120.
Okay. Go ahead.
Anyway, on September 5th, 2025, my company turned in a bid, for the DHS flooring, and it was a bid that exceeded $50,000 threshold. And if you do that, you are required to have a license as a contractor to do bid projects. I did fully, wholly comply with the law. If you look on page 2 of that handout I gave you, I'm sorry, page 8. At the very bottom, I think I highlighted some of it. But under Article 31-3-21, bidding process, says it's unlawful for any person who does not hold a certificate of responsibility issued to submit a bid. Basically, you gotta have a license. Put a bid in that exceeds 50,000 and more. On page 1, it defines who a contractor is also. But, I just come today saying I did research the bids. I was here for bid openings. There was, quite a few bids. The Rock Shop EOZ building design, and a guy by the name of Larry Hutchins. They did call the contractors board. None of these people have license. So I'm actually, asking
What did-
the board to approve my bid.
What did we do with the DHS bid, the flooring for the,
I was gonna announce it today, we just had it September 5th. When I got up to do my report, I was gonna announce it then.
okay. Yeah, well, you can find out what Ms. Dean has to say in a few minutes. We'll be, I'll soon be on, departmental reports. She'll be the first up. So
Do I need to stay here?
you can stay here for just a minute, it won't take long.
That's it. I'm asking just if you'll accept my bid as turned in as lawful.
Yeah, even if you're the only bidder, it doesn't mean that they have to accept your bid.
I'm asking.
But they may be the only one that
Yes.
would consider your bid, if what you're saying.
But I did talk to a lady by the name of Rhonda at the Mississippi Board of Contractors. Her phone number is, 601-354-6161. And anybody can call the board and say, hey, are these people licensed or not? All bids exceed $50,000. That was over.
Well, let's see what she has to say then.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you.
That's it?
Yeah. City government business, if any. Scott, do we have any city government business? City government? Okay. Departmental reports. Christine, go ahead.
Okay, Elaine Price, purchase clerk for Adams County. First, I would like to spread a procurement credit card and travel credit card across the minutes for approval for August.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, on September 5th, I had the bids for DHS, and the bids are as follows. I have, the first one is EOZ Bill and Design, and their price was $103,879.
What's that, or what?
EOZ Bill and Design. The second one I have is Larry Hutchinson LLC. It's $74,600. I asked that everyone give me copies of their, contractor's license, and he gave me one this morning that was a Louisiana contractor's license that's valid until, that was valid until, until November 2025. I wasn't sure about if we could take Louisiana, so I spoke with, Scott, he was gonna check on it, but then I had made a call into the state auditors, and they informed me, this is exactly what he told me, informed me. He said that, if Larry Hutchinson is the lowest and best bid, as long as he can get that proof, then we can do it as pending until the next meeting. And this is what I was told, that he will have the, Mississippi license by then. He said, the auditor said it shouldn't be a problem for him to get it, even though he has Louisiana, but we can do it as pending until the next meeting where he can provide it to us, if he's the lowest and best bid. So you all can make
You
it.
just got two?
No, I'm going on to the next one, just one by one. Next one is, Rock Shop. His price was $81,828.25. I tried to reach someone there about theirs, but I wasn't able to get it, so I'll have to get back with them again. Plus, I naturally assumed with them being that kind of place, that they would submit their contractor's license. But he said they didn't have it, so the last one is.
Mr. President, Mr. Attorney, how do that go when you get the package? Don't all that supposed to be in the package?
It's supposed to be written on the, if it's a sealed bid, you're supposed to have your contractor's, number on top of the envelope.
So if it's not on there,
It's not on any of these.
So what does that mean?
It should specify.
That's what we did last meeting with. All right, go ahead.
Let me do the last one with Braswell. His bid was $52,000.
Who's this?
Braswell, the person just spoke. Installing this, he broke his down into two. His installation is $52,090, and his material was $44,000, which the total came up to be $96,090. The lowest bid was Larry Hutchinson at $74,600, but as I stated, I spoke with state auditor, so you all can, whatever you all want to do, I just mentioned what he said, as far as we can leave it pending until he can provide his Mississippi contractors.
And that was labor and material?
Which one, 74,000?
You're right.
Yes, and
Okay.
even though we didn't ask for it, I didn't even read it out. We didn't ask for him about moving anything. He said he would tear up all the flooring, clean the glue, and move the furniture.
Did we specify what grade of material we were using to put out?
Yeah, Missy gave it to me. I had
Okay.
it.
John had given it to me.
Okay. I just
Yeah, I had
want to make sure we're comparing apples to apples.
Yes, everything on here is 12,300 square feet of LVP, 7 inches by 48 inches, plank for high commercial traffic.
And, Scott, are you comfortable with the license situation on?
I'll make a motion to take it under advisement.
Second.
All right.
Second that, too.
Motion by Mr. Middleton, second by Mr. Gray. Take it under advisement. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Thank y'all.
Now, say,
Ms. Dean, are you finished? Deneen,
Yeah, I
are
have
you
one more
finished?
thing,
Okay,
but-
go ahead.
Okay, let me do the last, and then you all can talk, okay. We had our, 1-year bids, which was August 21st, 2025, and I went over every one of them except the debris monitoring, because I had to give the state auditor on the population that's over 200,000 for the county does include the city. So, with that being said, we have the population of 200,000, and we have high-speed
Under
internet.
200,000?
I said, oh,
Because we
I mean,
only have-
20,000, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm bad. 20,000, I'm sorry. 20,000. With us having a population over 20,000 and reliable high-speed internet service, we do have to, accept that bid that was, electronically submitted, which was Metric Consulting. So I'm gonna go over the bids and, the dollar amount each one of them bid on. The first one is Thompson Consulting Services. Their total amount was $162.01 for debris monitoring services. Metric Consulting, the total amount was $299 even. Debris Tech was $229. And Wheeler Emergency was $692. On the one that's the lowest bid, which was, Thompson, he did not put any hourly rates for operation managers. and everyone else did. So I was supposed to brag about it, just wanted to make sure you bring that up, and no one will be on the ground for this debris monitor. So they said to
Okay,
let you all know.
so what do you all suggest, cause is this including his operational manager?
We would need it, everyone else did it on it. We would need someone on the ground.
Okay,
So
so
we
he
have,
doesn't have anyone on the ground?
no, so he's the lowest
So
bid.
when y'all submitted it to him, did y'all ask for someone on the ground or whatever the case may be?
Well,
It's included on.
it's all, everything should be
Well,
included.
it don't qualify then,
That's
do it?
right, no,
Well, that's up to you guys to do that, but when I look at it, operation manager, person on ground to help monitor that. A lot of times they'll try to get it and they bid it out to somebody, but you might not get a quality person on that, so that's why.
So Mr. Bradford, in the process of him getting it and he bid it out to somebody, is it gonna be more than the 62, 162?
I don't know how they do that, but mostly great, people that done it a while, they put that in there because the person has to be on
Call
ground.
and ask the guy, or do we assume that his bid is not worthy because he doesn't have somebody to manage?
and you say it was in the specs?
We have it, everybody
He
did
didn't
it on the
have
same
anything to
thing.
show he had.
It's on here for operations manager.
Okay, then here's the problem, because it doesn't say.
We still have to come to you all to
Yeah.
make this.
Yeah.
It was in the specs that they have a manager.
Well, most people that does it a while, they know they need to have people on the ground. I've never heard of that company, I don't know if they knew, but a lot of them get in, get a low bid and try to bid it out and end up, you don't have a person on the ground. So that's why I brought to your attention, he just put it in there, so.
All the other ones did bid on it. That's the only one that did.
Who was
I mean,
next?
I make a motion to take it under advisement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we take it under advisement.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gaines, take under advisement, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
That's all I have.
Okay, Mr. Bradley, if you'd like to ask your question now.
Yes, so on page 8 of that same document I give you in the laws, of Article 31 -3-15 certificate of responsibility required says no contract for public or private project shall be issued or awarded to any contractor who did not have a current certificate of responsibility issued by said board at the time of the submission of the bid.
Why I said let's take it under.
No.
It's under
What's in that document?
It's already under advisement.
it's under
Okay,
advisement, so.
okay. Thank you.
Yes, I can go now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And that fails the applicant.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
These are the number of counts we have on the calls for, September 1st until now. Natchez PD had 364, SO had 225, and Fire had 19. Also, I have a recommendation, request for Franklin Chapman. He agreed to go part-time, so I have a sheet requesting him for part-time.
He full-time now?
He's
You wanna go part-time?
Yeah, he taught nursing school, so. He part-time, and he's certified.
Franklin Chapman, hourly rate $15.83, $24,694.80 annually. Part-time? Is that
So
right?
moved.
Yeah.
Okay. Moved by Ms. Hutchins,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion?
Could you say that, salary again?
$15.83 for a total of $24,694.80 based on 30 hours a week.
Thank you.
Also, we.
All in favor?
Wait.
All in
Yeah,
favor?
discussion. Yeah, discussion.
Oh,
You're saying based on 30 hours, that's part-time? That's full-time. Part-time is 21 hours.
How many hours you need to work to be part-time?
21.
What's that?
How many hours do you need to work to be considered as part-time?
If you work, I believe, more than 30, you're full-time.
So he can work 30?
He can't work 30, you sure? Because it used to be 21.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 30, but I'll verify.
Yeah, I think hers kicks in, it might be 30 or more, so mine's 29.
29,
But it's
yeah.
right in that threshold.
So he got to come down and out.
Probably to be safe, but we can confirm what it is, and it's probably in our handbook, isn't it?
Okay, it's on that one in there, yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
Also, we do have the minutes for the advisory board meeting we have over there that I did turn in for the bill.
Here they go.
What is it?
That's all I have, and that's it, I have.
Okay, anything on here we need to, talk about?
It was motion for the board that we did need 32 channels,
Right.
and it was up to our discretion how to pay for it. Cause I was requested that everybody pitch in, pay their portion of it for the 32 channels, but, that was up to the discretion.
Say what now?
Discretion of our board?
Yeah, 32 channels that we do need. You know, we had a meeting with the advisory board meeting, I was requesting that each department, you know, pitch in and pay for it.
You talking about city and county?
Yes,
Okay.
they said it was up to the discretion of this board.
Did we approve that radio
Yes.
system?
You
No,
did.
okay. All right, so we don't need to do anything?
No, that's.
All right, thank you, Ms. Nett.
Hello, I'm Kim from Larry Hughes Office, Tax Assessor's Office. I am here for you today to present you with the final recap in accordance to state law. I'm just asking for a motion to accept that.
And y'all have a final recap.
We do, and then we also, once she's done with that, get certifications, which, y'all, this is motion.
Okay.
I'm moving to accept the final recap.
Motion by Mr. Gray to accept the final recap. Second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
I'll just hold on to
Thank you.
Tim Hunt. I gave my report last meeting, and, as my normal, I give my report where I state the nature of calls and the number of those calls. And I've already spoken to Ms. Jan about that this morning, and she's taking care of that for us. There was a second statement, and that I said the Google mapping for our Sonom devices. And I'm gonna get a little more technical with that now, so that the people that aren't in the room that like to report on stuff from not being in the room, get it correct. Those Sonoms are our MDTs, mobile data terminals, that are in each unit. Just like an Apple phone or an Android phone, those things are subject to updates from all of your maps to every one of your system components to fix bugs in those systems. During one of those installs and one of those automatic updates, that Sonom device, not a 911 device, our Sonom devices, our mobile data terminals, got an install from Google Maps. The Google Maps install was not correct. Something happened in that install. That's all being sorted out on that side, had nothing to do with 911. So then there was a Facebook article post that took place that said that 911 mapping was flawed. Your 911 mapping is not flawed. It was the mobile data terminals, just the same as if you update your cell phones or anything else that takes routine updates. So there were two very unfortunate occurrences, one of which impacted kind of our law enforcement stuff, and I want to be honest with you, I've been here for 28 years. I've been right here in this community serving both sides of the river for 28 years with AMR.
And there has never been as strong a relationship with our law enforcement agencies, both sides of the river, as there is right now, okay? It is pristine, the way they handle going into difficult scenes and making sure that it's safe for those crews to go in. So, you know, to those agencies that might have read that and thought that I gave a report saying that we had 13 assaults, we had 13 assault victims. We did not have 13 ambulance crews assaulted. So, to them, I would say that's unfortunate and that it was done that way and that they're doing a stellar job, and I have nothing but good report to give for all of those agents on both sides of the river, because they do a really good job for us. So I wanted to correct those two things, because one referred to me speaking on behalf of 911, which that's missing that I don't do. And then two, you know, the relationship with law enforcement as it relates to our crews being able to safely function in the field is stellar. Second to none in the country. I'll put it up, I'm good about that. I like comparing this to bigger pictures, and if you look across the country, you do have EMS crews get assaulted, but not in our area. Not in our area.
No, thanks for clearing that up.
Yes,
I
sir.
was wondering something before you leave. Did you almost bring your cowboy hat to the party today?
Well, the discussion was, I was gonna wear my hat, and then I said, well, somebody's gonna misconstrue that, and I'm probably gonna suddenly be representing Cowboys, so. I didn't wanna do that, because, you know, I mean.
Well,
Tim, you look like a star, though, man.
I'm just trying
I just know that game was close.
At the end of the day, man, let me tell you something, man. Y'all doing a great job, and I will hope that the clear-thinking people in this community stop worrying about what they're saying on fake news and social media, because it will. Don't nobody do no research. They just believe what people put out there, and they put it out there for a reason, where they can get likes and all that kind of stuff, and don't understand the damage that they're doing to the community. So they keep doing it.
Yeah, and
Don't worry.
And I kinda thought, well, my reaction to that was almost like, well, I'll be very vague with my reports. But what I report to this board is me trying to be as visceral as I can with our data. I mean, I want y'all to know what's driving things, so I'm not gonna quit doing that. And that's where I wanna give kudos to Ms. Jan, because every time I leave here, she gets a copy of my report. She makes the effort to get the data, to get that report, okay? So I just wanted to give kudos there, because she was not the reporter in attendance here. And like I said, and I'm not even gonna throw stones at that one, because, you know, they're covering this board meeting and they hear something they're not used to hearing. And it's very easy to kind of mistake that data. But unless this board tells me to, I'm gonna keep the data like I keep the data. I'm gonna keep reporting like I've always reported, because I just feel like it gives y'all the full picture of what the health of the system is. So.
All right, Ken, we appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Good morning, Lord. I got a couple of things here. First, I want to go ahead and get he's behind, so he can get back to work, so he won't lose his job. As you all know, we've been looking for a volunteer fire chief of District 1, Supervisor West to replace that incident down there. And this guy, James Young, come on up, man. He's been with the volunteer a long time before I got here, and he's done a lot of great things. And he served as assistant chief down in Kingston. And he came in and said he's ready to step up. And I'm glad, because I was going to volunteer him anyway. But you know, he went ahead and did a good thing. So today we want to install him as Lake Montrose Volunteer Fire Department chief. And it says certificate of installation of James A. Young on behalf of the Adams County Volunteer Fire Coordinator, Robert Bradford, and District 1 Supervisor, West Middleton, having been certified, trained as a volunteer firefighter 1 and a drive operator within the Adams County Fire Service. You have served as an assistant fire chief, excelled in numerous leadership positions, being a dedicated volunteer to the department, county, and state. It is with great pleasure to install James A. Young as Lake Montrose Volunteer Fire Department Chief, Lake Montrose 1, on this date, September 15, 2025, signed Robert Bradford, Fire Coordinator, and West Middleton, Supervisor, District 1.
All right, congratulations.
I've known James a long time. James is a good guy. I'm glad to have him taking care of District 1, Lake Montrose.
Congratulations.
He worked for David Carver. He ain't gonna do that. David knows how long-winded these get.
Okay, next, on behalf of the volunteer fire department, the state has awarded us our grant opportunity, so we did win our grant award for purchase a new pump tank on that. We also received a $50,000 match that if we want to use that, we can and pay back out for 5 years to go towards it. So the 80-20, so the fire truck was $397,000, and our portion is $80,000 on that for that truck. The state will cover the other 80. So we got approved for that. I got all the applications, I printed them out. It just needs signature, we just need the board to approve to go forward with purchasing. We already got our state contract. I got all the documents, I got my part signed, I got to return to Mitzi to give to the boards to look over. So we can go ahead and move forward. The turnaround is, he said, about 120 days that we were able to get it back. So he said by the time we send the paperwork in, we'll get the money before the truck actually get here, and it got to be in a separate account. We got to show all that when it gets here, and we'll give them the check once the truck is delivered. So I want to thank everybody that did it. I want to thank the board for allowing us to do this, because what this does is it's part of our strategy to get those tankers in the south and in the north, that we can start looking at lowering some of our people in the county fire insurance. And this is a big step forward. I thank the board for going and take step by step, and it's going to be a great improvement for them. So we just need the board to approve going in person of that fire truck on the grant.
And I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton. Second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried. Did James leave? Cause I see he's got a sign.
Yeah, I think he ought to sign this part of it.
Okay, he's got a sign.
We should expect the funds to come in.
As soon as we get this up.
Okay.
Yeah, they said the check gonna be here before the truck leaves.
Okay. Mr. President, thank you. A motion to open that new account to accept these funds.
Okay.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay, transition to the EMA side. Need approval for myself, Billy Humpers and Bree Cook to travel to the Nadima Midwinter Conference. That's November the 17th through the 20th in Biloxi at the IP.
Did you leave somebody out? Did you leave somebody out? You sure?
Oh, I'm sorry. And also Supervisor Hutchins, she'll be traveling with us.
Do motion, Gaines.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So if you win the door prize, they go back to. Next, we got our generator for the safe room, Taylor. They want to service it. I'm asking the board, allow the president to sign, we need to get into a yearly maintenance service agreement with them to service the generator. They came down back when we had the ice storm, they had to do emergency service on the battery went down. And so we never had a service since we had it in 2016. The road department, they can only do basic stuff, but with the computers and stuff, they're not certified to work on it. So we have to have a service group to come in and make sure it's working, and all that, because it had been giving us problems, because the belts are getting old, starting leaking and stuff. So they did give us a quote of $2,651 a year. That's coming down, checking belts, batteries and stuff like that on the generator. We do have money in our budget to pay for it.
Okay.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins. Second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
All right, next I do have our EMA contracts for Tom McGee and Ms. Billy Humphries. We started a new fiscal year October. Tom McGee, he's our planning section chief. His amount is $300 a month. And Ms. Billy Humphrey, she's the operations section chief, and she's at $700 a month, starting October 1st.
All right, moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
The next, I would like the board to approve hiring of Mr. Moore Allen as the deputy director of EOC manager at a rate of $38,500 starting October 1st.
Who is this?
So Moore Allen, I think she should put a tag in there.
All right, if I got that, application too.
I think, yeah, HR should put it in the package. She had, yes. If not, I can ask her where it is, she has it.
So move pending legal paperwork, paper.
You got it?
You give me a bunch of papers, but I didn't see that one there. There it is. Simone Allen, $38,500.
Some more Allen, sorry.
Okay, I see it.
It's been motion by.
Motion,
Second.
second by. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Next, just give you an update, we have received our siren update parts coming in. So I did talk to the vendor, they're gonna start trying to get down and start next week to try to get everything put in. So hopefully by, the end of the month, all our sirens should be up and working in every district.
Okay.
That's all I have to
Sounds
do,
good.
of course. That's it.
Do they need to sign that before they, I need your signature and Mr. Young's signature on this paperwork, for the fire truck.
I thought we said.
Where y'all, well, I think you had the wrong name on there. Other one. Who's next?
Good morning, board. Sammy Minor, Veteran Service Officer for the county. Don't have anything new to report today. Still working on the stuff for the events for November. As soon as I get them finalized, I'll let you know. So that's all I have, pending any questions y'all have for me.
Okay.
Okay,
I have a question.
go ahead.
Are you gonna do for Thanksgiving, are you gonna give out turkey wrappers like they used to do?
Still working on that.
You still working on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Is that it?
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Go ahead, Terry.
Good morning, board.
Morning.
So I was just coming over to request approval for traveling to the Mississippi Assessors and Collectors Fall Conference, October 26th through October 30th. It's gonna be in Oxford, Mississippi.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
It's just you?
Just me.
That's it, right here.
Morning, board. First thing I had, Wilson, President Wilson, was a request for Bathroom Tire, $506.05.
Could you give me a couple of those?
Yes, sir, it's another one.
Okay, got it, I got it. You wanna do both of them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've got the one for 506 and the other one's 299.75.
Correct.
Second.
Move, Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Next thing I have, we sent an email out
and then coordinate through Brad and, Anthony Howard, they're doing, he's doing the job and report down there. And we shut the boat ramp down and, lock the gate to the public until Entergy gets through, doing that work. I just want to report that, I know y'all got the email, working with Anthony and Brad. Next thing I have is, resignation letter from Lloyd Howard, and, should have that present with us.
Yes, I did come across that.
Like to accept that and advertise for, equipment operator for the position.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, seconded by Mr. Middleton to accept the resignation letter of Mr. Howard.
You know, authorized advertising.
And I'll authorize that. All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
Next thing I have, and I talked to, Mr. Ford this morning about food with the, River Terminal Road or Crawford Point Road, or Crawford Point Road on the levee to, advertise, put the riprap on the backside. We can discuss that this morning. So I'm just letting the board know, when we do that, when we get back to advertise of, riprap on the backside.
Please.
And then next thing I have is such, as I have a picture of it, it's at 145, North Palestine.
It's 146.
Well, 146, I'm sorry, North Palestine. I didn't know. Got a picture here,
Okay,
passed around.
yeah. This picture here, I was from earlier, okay, my, what I'm going on, bottom. This was a men's property. I need to give it to Scott also, want you all to look at it, I got a call about it. So we asking them to, this trailer is sitting there a while, and it's vacant, and the grass is high and everything, and I've been getting calls about it, so, I want to submit it as a men's property.
You want to set it for a hearing, or is this the one we already sent a letter to? Okay.
It's a different one,
What's the address on it?
146 North Palestine.
They're probably mid-October. Because we're out of time.
So we need a motion to, okay. What is this 25 Roseland Forest? Is it another one of these?
That was,
Angel, I'll go ahead and send them a letter, just
Yeah.
and then we'll, on our October meeting, we'll set it for a hearing then.
Okay, sounds great. I got a name too for it, so,
92.
a name.
Oh, okay, man.
90.
They still got 92 Ford Road.
No,
that road for, President Wilson, that was last meeting, Mr. Gaines, wasn't here, and I just said we'd hold up until
Okay.
he got to the meeting.
So we're gonna add this to,
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Gaines, to add it to the, or?
Yeah.
I can't make contact with anybody, I've tried a few times, it's a vehicle there.
We'll, just add it to them,
I'll go ahead and send them a letter.
Yeah,
If it's
send
not
them a
clear on the next meeting, then we'll set it down for a hearing on those.
Okay. That's all I had.
what is this about a, bridge posting? I think it's down there on I don't know, I just read that. Anna's Bottom Road. You know anything about it?
Huh?
You gotta get a copy of that.
I think I had got a copy of these,
You want-
they sent it to.
Y'all wanna look at this one?
Yeah, I'd like to, see which number 3 I see it.
Says that on Anna's Bottom Road ditch. Yeah.
So you want, Paige, you want to email
Okay.
that?
What-
to us
what is
and
that?
look Forward to.
Post the bridge on Anna's Bottom. I don't know if the sign's missing or what.
That's all I have, thank y'all. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Robbins Lake,
Yes, sir.
originally, was that supposed to be paved when completed?
By the county,
So we're going,
by the county.
so we're gonna do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
We're gonna let it sell something, and we'll do it.
I just rode out there this weekend, check it, just ask them.
Yes, that's fine.
I thought so, thank you.
Robbie, I did have one complaint about the Longmire Road again. They said that thing is just terrible.
But I think where they're complaining is at the end where it turned into private.
Is it, well, is it really private or they just got a sign up there?
Well, our links show when it is, but I'll remeasure it again, but I think that's what they're keep talking about.
And did the
We
buses,
go down and
does the
follow
bus
that.
turn around down there?
If it's on that list or not, Kim, I can't make that list.
Okay, thank
You finished? That's it.
you. Yeah, go ahead.
Rob, I got to bring up in your report, I was over there, you know where y'all fixed the hole on Harmon?
Yeah, Mr. Gooden?
Mr. Gooden right there?
Yeah.
Tell them for at least look on the opposite side of the house. Over there, right across in the front, Karen Harris driveway.
Yeah.
So, I was out checking stuff yesterday, and, what has happened is they ran the drainage pipe out, and you know what happens when you don't run to the bottom of the valley, so it done washed all that out, and it's a straight cave down. So, had them to definitely check that.
Okay.
But I'll get with you on the other stuff after the meeting.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Moore.
All right, good morning, board. Really have a couple of updates and a couple of requests. Just let you know, the contractor plans on paving, phase 2 of Morgantown Road starting tomorrow. My understanding is supposed to mobilize their equipment in today and start paving on tomorrow. So they did get their permissions not approved, so that's why they're gonna start paving on tomorrow. As it relates to Morgantown Road phase 1, during the last board meeting, the board authorized the president to sign the amendment. Well, we submitted an amendment to MDOT, and so out there internally, they would like that process to follow their steps. So what we did was, we just took that same amendment and submitted it to MDOT. MDOT then gonna submit that to the county for the board president's signature. And they will send that back to MDOT. So, just giving you guys a heads.
This is the type of ridiculousness that we're talking about. You can't, we had a contract signed, you gave it to NDOT. NDOT said, no, we want to submit it to the city, to the county so that they can be signed. I mean, you delayed a few weeks, this makes no sense.
So just, you know, look out for that, you have to sign it again.
Hopefully they'll expedite that.
Commissioner Allen Gafford, the general rules over there, he's been helping expedite those items, so it should be coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to EWPs, EWP project number C045, that's Dunbar Bayou, Kingston Road, and the 208 Highway 81s, number 1 and number 3. There was an additional site that was included in that grant, which is on Church Hill Road. The contractor has agreed to add that site to the project because there's available funding in the grant for it. Now, that grant is, the construction for that grant is 100% paid by NRCS. So the county would get fully reimbursed for the construction costs on that project. And the county will only be responsible for 4.5% of that for the engineering costs. Everything else besides that, the county will get fully reimbursed for. So we're requesting board's authorization to allow us to add that Church Hill site to this project because it's on the original grant. NRCS is in agreement with that.
And that's, Midway, Eddie B?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I make a motion, to add, Church Hill to the original contract.
Motion by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion?
You'll need to do the change order.
All in favor?
Change order, he's saying we need to do a change order.
Yeah. And that's what it is, you're changing the course and scope of your work, so that's okay.
But not changing the money.
No, as long as it's still
No,
there.
not how much we owe, I mean,
Okay.
you're allowing them to get more into their project, it won't cost us anything, and it's based off of his bids that he's already submitted, which we did unit pricing, so it's commercially reasonable, it's common, but it's a change order, and that's okay.
Okay.
All right, so we will generate that and make sure. All right.
So you got that page? Okay.
All right.
All in favor? Any nays?
We'll have to stick,
Motion carries.
All right, in addition to that, so when I take the contractor's bid and the cost of the new site, there's still an amount of money that's on the table. The county is still going to get 100% reimbursed for. So So we're requesting authorization to allow us to maybe use some heavier rock or extend some of the projects a little bit further than able to use up if that available money is there for construction costs, since it's going to be fully reimbursed by
Yes.
NRCS.
I make the motion that, to get an engineer the right to use, the extra, to reevaluate the project, use additional funds.
On all of them, or just one in particular?
Just all throughout all the sites. So we
Okay, all
work
the
with
sites
those
on there.
Would that be change, would that be change orders again?
This is a change in his course of scope.
His courses go.
Hasn't made any decision as to anything in the contract.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll probably use, so if we use 200-pound rock, we may use 300-pound rock, or we may use 400-pound rock, just to make sure that, you know, you'll get a better product, but you're still within the finances of the funding of the project.
All right, but I need a motion to change order, do the change order.
So moved.
No,
But it's not
This is
changed.
not,
Well,
this is
well.
telling you, give me more.
We're giving permission to use.
Yeah.
All right,
So moved.
moved by Mr. Gaines,
Second.
second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor?
That's all I
Any
have,
nays? Motion carried.
that's all I have, unless there are any questions.
And, on phase one of Morgantown Road, so basically when we get the okay back from the state, and looking like the phase two will be kind of complete on this week, so we can, will they give us the okay that we can move forward with phase one?
So the last thing we're needing is the authorization from MDOT to advertise the project. So all these documents that we're preparing is to get that authorization for the advertising.
So once we get it paid, once you get that information back, then we will have to, get permission to advertise
Yes, sir.
for the project.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so all that's in process, so as soon as we get that back, then you'll be on top of it to get it back, so we go through this.
So like, only thing we're waiting on now is get that contract amendment, and then they'll be submitted to FHWA to give us authorization to allocate those funds, and then give us authorization to advertise.
Okay, thanks.
Appreciate y'all getting that paperwork straight real quick on what Ed Beach is doing out there, because I think he's already on the second project, isn't he? He moved pretty fast. He's got good weather, and he's taking use of it. Thank you. Okay.
Thank y'all.
Hey, yes.
I don't have anything.
Get out of here. Not really, you really, you have to stay, you have to stay. Okay, any public comments?
I appreciate that. I'm gonna drop in today, but, my name is Brian Emery. I live in Brookhaven. I'm an asphalt contractor, concrete contractor. We've been in town for about 2 months, just patching potholes, concrete and asphalt, been all over the place, but I've experienced paving county roads, pre-leveling roads for tar and rock, whatever you may need in the asphalt world. We've got the equipment, the labor, the manpower to do it. I've been trying to, get on the agenda for a meeting, but I missed the deadline twice now, so I'm just gonna introduce myself. I talked to Justin this morning, didn't realize Mr. Robbins was involved with y'all too, and, so I feel like, we can offer you our services, and I just wanna make sure I don't miss any bid opportunities. I didn't see anything on the website.
Are you, in town right now currently with?
Yeah, we'll start back tomorrow. I told everybody to come home today, so.
Okay.
Well, we've got a lot more, potholes to patch for Natchez Waterworks and the city.
Are you gonna be responsible for getting those, whoop-de-doos out of the middle of Main Street that somebody else put down?
I can cut them today and put them right back.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you've been down Main Street, but they literally,
We have
I don't
been,
know
we've
who
done
did
about
that.
40 now, so I've been all over town, and, you know, we know Natchez. I mean, I know Natchez well. My wife's from Evil, so we've been married 25 years, and, we have, they know all the guys in Natchez.
do you have any cards? I got it.
I have a flyer I brought with me.
Okay,
If I can get that to y'all.
If you bring it up
Yeah,
here
sure.
on the way out, I need some things done.
They sell the asphalt.
Yeah.
So, I have a question.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
said you pave roads and you all sell the asphalt, right?
Well, I buy the asphalt from APAC there only for, we don't manufacture. We put it down.
I thought
We
you all had the
can do
asphalt.
small patches on county roads, or we can do a quarter mile of it. We've been doing it all year in code.
Go ahead, Mr. Donald.
Have you reached out to any utility companies in Adams County for Broadmoor Utilities?
I don't know if Broadmoor, but,
But
we do a lot of that kind of work.
I'm gonna say Entergy does a little cutting, but Adams County Water, places like that do a lot of cutting in our roads. They don't have people to come back to asphalt. We
That's
had
right.
Mr. Hensley here for years and he's passed, and so now we having a lot of problems. Me and Mr. Gray was just speaking of some this morning, and, that's when I didn't know who you were before you come in. I said, they'd be glad to hear from you this morning. But, yeah, so, if you will, or if I can get an email address from you, I can email you the people that cut our roads that you maybe could reach out to and be a contact for them to.
We usually have to come back and soft cut sometimes for them, make it real pretty, but, that's the kind of work we like to do to stay busy.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
you, man. Okay, Mr. Gray, we're gonna come to the table.
Yes, sir, Mr. President, I don't have that much today. I want to say I missed out on, when, Dr. Burnett, when he passed away. Somebody told me while I was out in the grocery store that Mr. Burnett had passed away. He was, principal at North Natchez. He was on the school board. He multiple hats, but my sympathy goes out to the Barnett family. Keith Wallace is a worker for the county road department. He lost his brother Horton Wallace, and I don't know when they're gonna funeralize him. To the Rogers family, the Green family, and Edward Boyd passed, and they're gonna bury him in Austin, Texas. And I don't wanna say this because I heard it and I ain't confirmed it, that Van Laurent passed. And, I don't know when they're gonna bury him. Dr. Craig and, Robert Blanton, and, the woman that was missing and they found her, sheriff department and police department, whoever found her, Miss Robinson, her daughter worked at the city of Natchez, and, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Ms. Hudson?
I don't have anything either, because it was, what I had was the North Palestine Road and for a minutes property and to get approval to the back end of bonds. So all that was taken care of in here.
Okay.
So I don't have anything else.
Okay. We were discussing whether we got, did we approve of that, a minute ago? I don't know, I think there was a lot going on, but yours and, Corvette McNeil, is that the only two going to that?
No, but McDaniel?
McDeeman, yeah. No, she's going to a separate conference, I'm sorry. And Deneen Price.
That's a separate company.
Okay,
That's must be
they're
their
going to
own.
one, and you're
Yeah,
going
that's
to
their
another.
purchase.
Let's, while it's on the table, let's make sure we approve Angela Hutchins to go to the,
McDeeman.
She
McDeeman.
was in that motion.
Okay, and also we've got Deneen Price and Corvette going to Biloxi on, October the 26th through the 29th for the, MAG PPA.
This is two different made.
Yeah.
Made theirs.
Corvette's was gone. Angela was included in Brand's.
Yeah.
Okay. See, we're just making sure. Okay, the other two, Deneen, I need a motion, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the travel for Corvette,
And Deneen.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Middleton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Let me get another, something approved, that we didn't get approved. It's not being a travel involved. But we got Southwest Planning and Development meeting tomorrow too, Board of Directors, need to get that approved. For Supervisor Gray, myself, and that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
That's a motion.
Got a motion by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
Where's it gonna be for paper?
Mr. President,
Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt, man, but I forgot a very important thing when I was at church Sunday, man. I really did ask the pastor to pray for the Cowboys, and I think it worked. Thank you, sir.
Well, okay. I saw your chair go down to the floor last time you did that, so we'll see.
I'm back up now.
Mr. Gaines?
Yeah, well, I don't have much. I just like to thank everybody. I know I missed last meeting, and we had a lot of family things going on, and so we're in recovery process. And since that time, I've been in the emergency room myself, and so you know, thank God that it wasn't a heart attack. It was some poor muscles in my chest and inflammation. So I've been moving slow as I can, still cutting hay and just moving slow. But I mean, you can't stop it. I do appreciate the prayers.
Too much stress.
Yeah, that we have, and I just wanted to say that because I know a few people knew that we had a really serious family emergency. Over there, I was over at the rope, and the next call I got somebody being airlifted and cold, and so you know, thank God everything been brought through, and they're in the recovery stage. So I still ask that, you know, we still keep prayers for our family, and I thank y'all for the support.
Thank you, Mr. Gaines. Mr. Middleton?
I just want to say the past week has brought out a lot of division in our country and our nation, and I want to continue to keep our nation in our prayers and the families of those affected. In today's time, this country needs to stand together, and I just want to continue to pray for that.
Amen.
That concludes my report.
Ms. Dean?
I don't have anything.
Brandon?
I have a few things. In light of the assessor presenting the final recap to the board, we need to authorize the board to sign off on the certificate of the board supervisors, accepting the recap, and just need to have a motion for that, and then all the board members will sign. So moved.
By Ms. Hutchins? Second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
We also need to have the application for the $1 million, for authorization to expend the $1 million. Also acknowledges Tri-State and Hearing Appraisal performing the services for the assessor's office, and also provides for a listing of those certified appraisers who are Peggy Haywood, Wayne Herring, and Kim Finger. They need to have authorization for the president to sign that, and it's ready to cross the minutes.
Motion.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins. I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Need to have the policy for the Adams County Tax Collector's Office through Zurich Insurance spread across the minutes, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton. Second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Need to have the October bonds for Diane Goodman, Linda Golden, and Shirley Embry spread across the minutes, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton. Second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Also need to have the August tax redemption settlement spread across the minutes, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton.
Second.
Second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
I talked with the sheriff's office, and we went through, and spoke with two companies on the public records request software. We're just getting inundated with public records requests, and it's, you know, people are sending them in paper form and email form and all that, and so, I mean, I actually just this morning got 5. So we're just getting hammered with them. So I talked to 2 separate companies, and we got 2 bids, and the first bid for the first year is $12,288. Second year it'll go to $10,788, and then the other bid was a little over $17,000. I do have the money in my budget to purchase this program through Civic Plus, and just asking for the board to make a motion to accept them as lowest and best bidder. And like I said, I do have them the funds in my budget to cover this.
I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines,
Second.
second by Mr. Gray. Discussion.
Could you run that by me again? Oh, go ahead.
Sure.
So they're gonna help you with the public records request software.
Yes, so it will be one main portal where the request will be made. Each department will have their own login. You will be able to track for each request, who's responded, when they responded. They can upload the documents to this portal, and we can also submit them to the requester through that. It's just becoming hard because, you know, you email it to one person in the department, they'll forward it to somebody else, you know, and then keeping track of who's responding. You can type notes in there, you know, check the status, which I think it'll just make it a lot easier instead of having so many different avenues and emails and things like that. It's just becoming increasingly harder. So, like I said, I got 5 this morning. So we're getting, as the sheriff can attest to, we're getting 20, 30, 40, sometimes a month. And a lot of them are coming to the sheriff's office and say, this is something that Brittany Denard and I got on a Zoom call last week. I've talked to these people probably 10 times, but Brittany jumped on with me last week, just to make sure that it's a good fit for the sheriff's office as well. And as I understand, they're on board just to try to make things a little more streamlined and easier to keep up with for everyone. So.
Is that good? Will you, Mr. Gray, would you answer your question?
Yes, sir.
All right, all in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
And I think if you can take how many public records requests we get a year, you probably can have that'd be a cost that you can assess back onto their requests to make the people that are requesting these pay for it, basically pay for itself.
Right.
Okay.
They usually pay for it, right?
They do, yes, they have to. So that's all.
You got anything need to be signed?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's all you had?
Yep, that's all.
Mr. Slover?
No report.
Okay. Ms. Khan?
I'm ready to, go into public meeting for the budget.
Okay.
So, do you need a motion?
Yeah, we need a motion to find that we advertise properly and ready to hear a public hearing on the millage and budget.
You heard the request. Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
So just briefly, we were able this year to put in raises for the county employees. I think it's been several years since they've had one. $2 would be tapped into hourly, and then also $2 for the salary. And then in addition to that, we set the bottom level, or we moved it from $12 to $14 an hour. More or less, I mean, it's hard to live on $12 an hour, but just to get morale up and going again, which morale has picked up a lot in the last few months, I've noticed that. So I think this will definitely go a long way, because we have a good group of people that work for the county, we really do. And I will admit, I never appreciated it until I sat in this chair. And there's a lot of moving pieces that goes on in this county, and it can't get done by one person. It's got to be a team. So, and I did also put in a 10% increase in health insurance for the second half of the year, just as a cushion in case premiums go up and then we go through our renewal period in March. Every other category pretty much went down. That was the only one that increased. So I'm comfortable with it, and I'm presenting it to the board, and I guess open it up for any questions from the public.
Yeah, anyone that wants to speak has the right to speak.
Anybody want to speak about that? You do? Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to single Roger out, but I want to say I wish I had some more folks in here, department heads inside. This is something that we have been, I think it's something that each supervisor up here has wanted, a working wage for the county workers. And I'm glad that we have an administrator. We found it, some ways to do it without raising tax, but I'm one supervisor over here. And I think me and Robert said, I talked about it with him when we was trying to get these raises, and I want to publicly say it. And so, and not just him, but I'm talking to Robert because he knows what I'm finna say, and each other county. As we as supervisors take out this time and administrator, we thank you for looking in and finding these other ways we spend and cut it to give our employees raises. I hope they appreciate that, but also I think everybody needs to have a little bit more of accountability to appreciate when they appreciate what we do. I know in my area some things that, and I know we hadn't, and so y'all know, you might not know, but most people in here at the table know I have 205 miles of road, and that's almost 3 times as much as everybody else. And so, and sometimes we get behind, we don't have people, but with our price that we pay, I just want everybody that works for the county to, as we, as supervisors, stretch out to help y'all. I'm gonna ask that y'all stretch out to help us as much, the same way. So, and Robert, you definitely could pass that on, and that's why I put it out publicly. So I don't want folks to think that Robert is having a personal attack on anybody, but I think that our area should be, we should have people held accountable, because at this point, when you raise prices, then we might can get some decent people to work. And I just do thank you, Ms. Khan, and I hope all county employees appreciate not just Warren Gaines, but Ms. Khan and all 5 of these other 4 of these supervisors that sit up here to try to realize that the cost of living goes up, and we understand that. So I'm gonna speak for this board, anybody else. It's been tough, but we glad to be able to help, and I'm asking for y'all to do the same for me. I yield the floor, Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am.
I do like to thank you. You've been good for this board so far. Look, I'm gonna say so far.
Fireman?
No. You've done real good on this budget, because it's been a long time coming for, the employees to get raises. They do deserve them, And I look at Rob and them, the road department, the sheriff department, they're out there putting their lives on the line. Rob and them is just like rescue. Also, they out there day and night serving the public when it rains, when the weather is bad. I always commend him for that, for them being out there. So it's well deserved, and I'm glad to see that the salaries are going up, and also that we're increasing the minimum wage to $14, because that can draw employees in here to work. And we don't want to lose any good employees. Another thing is, I like to also say that I would like to see the county, countywide, and I've also spoke to Robbie about this, if they can keep their budgets, don't spend unnecessary monies and stuff like that, because that helps us to be able to give raises when it comes to the end of the year. And without a tax increase, I commend you for that we know we can do this without having a tax increase. I know. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to commend Ms. Khan as well. She kind of got thrown into this thing in the middle of it, and I'm just excited to see what we can do next year when she's familiar with what's going on. She fought through it, and we do have some department heads who are very conscious of their budgets, and watch them and babysit them all year long, and everybody needs to follow that plan. If we don't spend it, we don't get it back. That mentality's got to go away. We got to save money at the end of the year, and it's still our responsibility. We're stewards of the taxpayers' money to hold them accountable and be able to do these things yearly if we can. but when we spend it all on unnecessary items, it's hard to do that. So thank you for your hard work.
You're welcome. Yeah. So I'll add to that, the department heads will probably gonna get courtesy of me this year.
That's
Well,
good, that's
you're very
good.
mobile, and I meant to say that. That's a good thing, that you're out and about and you're sticking your head in these offices, because that's what needs to be done.
People know who you are, and I think they appreciate the fact that you're following up. And, being able to retain employees has always been a key for you, Robbie, and in many other departments as well.
I lost a good one this morning.
Yeah, I'd hate to see Lloyd go, yeah. Go ahead, Mr.
I knew of Miss Khan, but I didn't really know Miss Khan, but I had somebody to vouch for her and told me that she was good with numbers and just wait and see. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a numbers person. My mom was a math teacher, so I like to look over the numbers. And anytime you can make the personal service go up and the total expected expenditures go down, I don't know how you did it. As one supervisor, we haven't made it there yet with what I want to see for our employees, but we're moving in the right direction. And thank you for all the hard work. And I'm gonna tell that young man, I say she every bit of what you say she was, and then some. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John. Yes, sir.
I mind if I say something to all y'all? I want to thank the board, first of all, for giving Ms. Carmen a chance. I can't tell you all how much that means to bring her in. I don't want to call you Miss, I want to call you Jean, because you been in everybody's bottles and open up all kinds of things, all kinds of things. And just you coming around have really had an impact on everybody's around, big time. I've seen you more than I've ever seen any county administrator, and that's saying a lot, because we've had some good ones, and we've had some good ones over the years. But to the board, I want to thank you all too as well. I know it was some tough times that we had to go through together, but even with us being a difference of opinion, we still were able to get through it. You all, with us, the board, with the county administrator, everything. And I can't tell y'all how much it means for law enforcement to have support of the county. You're only as good as the board that supports you, and now we have the board that supports us and the county administrator that supports us in Morass through the roof at the sheriff office. If you come over there right now, everybody on natural, I promise you ain't drugs or nothing like that. Everybody just know and feel like they're valued. The most important thing you can do to your workers is encourage the heart. And it ain't always about money. Sometimes, a lot of times it's about showing up and just being there. And you all have did it with your finances, and you've done it with being there, and I just want to say thank you to all of you all. That's all.
Hey, Sheriff, while you're glad you got up, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I miss you and your thing. I was asked about a camera. And, we have been talking about the camera at the beginning of Broadmoor, the people wrapping the trash and stuff like that. So I had a resident call in their mailbox. Somebody ran over the mailbox, but I didn't respond to it because I know on the crime cameras, stuff like that you are not allowed to prosecute stuff like mailbox and stuff like that ran over. And I know you were saying something.
Oh, no, we do it.
You can?
Yeah.
And so what about, I know
You got food.
One instance they said, we was talking about the garbage, and I don't know if it was Scott or Sheriff, it was saying like it's hard to pinpoint, send a ticket to somebody, a press charge, am I right, Scott?
Yeah, you can't do misdemeanors that don't occur in the presence of an officer, but respectfully, this is a public hearing on the budget.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll talk to you after the meeting, I'm sorry, Sheriff.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
Mr.
Scott.
Connor, you still got some more? Do you still, your report is not over, is it?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I'm kind of doing my last one.
We need to
Do we need a- what-
this budget.
Yes, you need to approve it.
Kevin, I
You
do
need
want
to
to say
close the
thank you
public hearing if there's no
to
more
everybody up
comments.
there, and Ms.
And
Khan,
then adopt the budget.
and we did speak to her once or twice or 3 times a day. I promise she can tell you. We talk to her every day.
All right.
So thank y'all.
All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried. Do we need to go
Public hearing's closed.
Close the
Now
public
we're
hearing.
on the budget.
Okay.
All right.
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
All right, motion by Mr. Gaines,
Second.
second by Mr. Middleton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Now,
nays?
now I make a motion to adopt the budget
In the village.
in the millage. Is that correct, guy?
That's correct.
Okay.
Second.
All right. By Mr. Gaines, seconded by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion?
Oh, what is the mirror?
It, well, not even half a meal. It basically, it stays
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Okay, do you have anything else?
Permission to advertise the budget?
Need permission to advertise the budget as is. So moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Okay, Ms. Conner.
I have, a budget amendment from the, one of Mary Kay's, grants.
Okay.
And it's just moving $200,000 from other contractors. $2,000. What'd I say? I didn't do like two numbers.
It's just moving 200,000.
I'm moving $2,000 from other contractual services to from furniture fixture to other contractual services. Doesn't change the bottom line, it's just moving funds around.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Then I have, financing quotes in for the dump trucks and Delta Bank came in at 4.35, I believe. I'm trying to look that up real quick. They were the lowest bidder. The other, bid came in from Truckworks and they were over 5%. So I'll get you the exact rates, but I would recommend Delta Bank.
So moved.
All right. Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Here's my list. Let's see. I think that's, can I get permission to go ahead and start an ad for a new AR person in the county? For, starting after October 1st, it's in the budget.
Down in
Bookkeeping, yes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
And then do I need to, a motion to re-advertise the maintenance?
Yes. I thought you got that.
Well, I was holding off till the budget was approved, so now I can put the actual rate in for October 1st going forward. So, do I need to?
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
Okay. Motion by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Middleton. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
And I think that's it on the list. I'm gonna have a lot at the next meeting now.
Yay.
You'll be like the sheriff.
We're gonna have a meeting before the end of the year.
Yeah, we need a meeting for the end of the year.
We adopt. Yeah, and then to actual.
Let me ask a question. Are we gonna go ahead and try to do these interviews for Justice Court clerk down there?
Yeah, whenever you want.
Okay. I know I submitted, 4 applications
Yeah.
to Quebec. She has 4 applications.
Just, y'all pick a day and let she'll get them lined up for you.
Okay, I've got a request for pay for Caroline Catchings for Adams County Youth Court Peer Support Navigator, $20 an hour, annual rate of $32,640. I need a motion.
What was the department again?
It's for Adams County Youth Court.
Okay.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton. I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries. All right, I've got a travel for, ladies are going to the Election Commissioners Conference November the 28th, no, I'm sorry, January 28th through the 30th. It's for Shirley Frazier, Tracy Gode, Stephanie Anderson, Francis Bailey, and Doris Marie Rice.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? All right. Pending the paperwork getting done right. All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries. I need to talk to Mr. Gaines. Step out. Need. This assassination of Charlie Kirk has hit me pretty hard. I watched him a good bit, and I know he was a good Christian man, and he was trying to get our youth back involved. I think they go off to school, and no matter how well we train our children, when they go off to school, those professors change their minds and their lives about God and country, and it makes no sense why we have that many professors that are so liberal that they change our kids and to turn them away from God. But Charlie Kirk was a guy that they related to and loved, and I think he's well loved throughout the country. But he made a lot of difference in the world, and I think his legacy will live on. But he was slated to speak at one particular university, and 37 out of 41 professors said no, and he didn't speak at that university because of that, because there was so much hatred, and all he was teaching is the truth. But I was very upset about what happened, and just watching his wife on television the other night, 48 hours after his death, for her to get up there and talk and speak and tell everybody that organization, Turning Point USA, would continue, was awesome to see. And I hope it does continue, because our youth need all the help they can get to be steered in the right direction. Did Mr. Gaines make it?
He did, I think he went to the restaurant now.
Okay, we can ask the question I have of him later. I think I need a motion to go into closed determination.
There you go.
All right.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Mr. Gaines. All in favor? We're going into closed determination.